Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm Afroza Sultana. Welcome to my second lecture on microprocessor and assembly language. Today I'm gonna discuss about generations of microprocessor, how it works, frequent terms used in microprocessor, features of microprocessor and applications of it. And please don't mind from my bad voice today. First, let's talk about the history of microprocessor, which we call generation of microprocessor. In this lecture, I'm gonna discuss about the first 5 generation of it. The first generation microprocessor was introduced in the year of 1971 and 1972 by Intel Corporation. They called it Intel 4004. The model number was 4004. It was a 4-bit microprocessor, so it could perform simple arithmetic and logical operations such as addition, subtraction, boolean or and boolean AND operation. In 1973, the second generation microprocessor was introduced by again Intel Corporation, and they called it Intel 8008. It was a 8-bit microprocessor, so it could perform arithmetic and logical operation on 8-bit world. But this particular model got a upgradation and they called it Intel 8088. After first and second generation, in 1978, the third generation microprocessor came around. It made a revolutionary impact in our technological world because it was a 16-bit processor, so it could perform like many computers. Um, at that time, there was different kinds of it, but the most popular microprocessor was Intel 8086 microprocessor. In the early 80s, several different companies introduced the 32-bit microprocessors, which is actually called fourth generation microprocessor, but the most popular one is the Intel 80386 microprocessor. From 1995, the fifth generation started its journey. Different companies introduced microprocessor with various names and models, but if I have to tell it particularly, then I must say that 64-bit microprocessors was introduced in fifth generation actually. Now let's talk about how microprocessor works. A microprocessor follows a sequence while performing any task. It fetches the instruction, it decodes the instruction, and then the microprocessor executes them. So now let's elaborate these 3 points briefly. After user gives the instructions, initially the instructions are stored in the memory in a sequential order. The microprocessor fetches those instructions from the memory, then all the instructions gets decoded and executed till the stop instruction is reached. After the execution of all the instruction, it sends the result in binary to the output port. But before before the output is shown to the user, the converter or binary or any arithmetical converter converts the binary into hexadecimal or human readable format. Between these process, the register stores the temporary data and ALU performs the computing function. Generally, this is how a microprocessor works. There are some terms which are frequently used in microprocessor and assembly language course, and they are instruction set, bandwidth, clock speed, word length, and data type. Let's talk about them one by one. An instruction is actually a command or particular format of command given to a computer to perform a specific task on given data. On the other hand, an instruction set is actually a collection of instructions. Bandwidth and clock speed sometimes can be very confusing to you guys. But always keep in mind that bandwidth of a microprocessor represents the number of bits can be processed by the microprocessor in a single instruction. On the other hand, clock speed determines the number of operations the processor can perform per second. Usually, the clock speed represented in megahertz or gigahertz scale. Now let's talk about word length. Word length represents how many bits of data can be handled by the microprocessor at a time. For example, a 8-bit microprocessor can process 8-bit data at a time. Usually it ranges from 4-bit to 64 bits depending upon the type of microcomputer. I know some of you are gonna say that there are microprocessors which are 128 bit. Why I didn't mention that? Actually, researchers says that those microprocessors are integrated version of 64-bit microprocessors. So actually that's why I'm not mentioning them. I guess we all know what is data type. In microprocessor, there are several types of data type used to, but the most common data types are binary, hexadecimal, BCD, ASCII, and signed and unsigned numbers. Now let's talk about some features of microprocessor. Due to their use of integrated circuit technology, microprocessors don't cost much to produce. This means that the use of microprocessor can greatly reduce the cost of a system. Secondly, we must highlight its size. The microprocessor is of a small size chip, hence it is highly portable. The third one is low power consumption. Microprocessors are manufactured by using metal oxide semiconductor technology, so it consumes low power. The fourth and fifth feature is versatility and reliability. The same microprocessor chip can be used for various types of applications as long as the programming is changed, making it incredibly versatile. And I must mention that their failure rate is extremely low, which makes it reliable. Today's microprocessor can execute millions of instructions per second. The technology used to produce modern microprocessor has allowed them to operate at incredibly high speed. Microprocessor makes our daily life easier because of its small size, low cost, low power consumption, and vast application. There are several types of application, but today I'm gonna discuss some important applications of it, and they are instrumentation, control, communication, automation and publication in medicals, transportation industry, and last but not the least, embedded system at home. All of these applications are gonna be very interesting to discuss. The first one is instrumentation. As a microprocessor is versatile, so it is very useful in the field of instrumentation. The devices or small devices which works with frequency counters, function generators, frequency synthesizers, spectrum analyzers, and many other instruments are available when microprocessors are used as controller. Then comes control. From the beginning, microprocessors are being used in controlling various parameters like speed, pressure, temperature, etc. Microprocessor based controllers are available in home appliances such as microwave, oven, washing machine, etc. Third one is communication. Microprocessors are being used in a wide range of communication equipments. Nowadays, we can't think of a day without the use of mobile phones. In telephone industry, these are used in digital telephone sets, and I must remind you guys that the use of microprocessor in satellite communication have made teleconferencing possible. The next one is automation and publication. Microprocessor based microcomputer with particular types or various types of software packages has changed the office environment significantly. Microprocessor based system are being used in word processing, spreadsheet operations, storage, etc., etc. The microprocessor has revolutionized the publication technology also. In medical science, microprocessor plays a very important role. Many important medical devices like an insulin pump are typically controlled by a microprocessor. It performs various functions microprocessor performs various functions such as processing data from biosensors, sorting measurements, and analyzing results. So we can say that sometimes almighty saves our life through microprocessor. Sixth one is transportation industry. Automobiles, trains, and planes also uses microprocessor technology. They all use navigation system, and navigation systems actually provides information using microprocessor and global positioning system technology. Last but not the least, we have embedded systems at home. In our daily life, every day we use camera, washing machines, calculators, hi-fi systems, telephones, microwave oven, burglar alarm, etc. Believe it or not, all of them are microprocessor based system. So simply we can say that consciously or unconsciously we are always using microprocessors, or I can say that we are surrounded by various kinds of microprocessor based devices, so we can't deny the importance of it. That's all for today. See you guys in my next lecture. Till then, stay at home, stay safe.